This is Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Generations Orion Pax, part of the thrilling 30th anniversary. And much like the Trailbreaker figure that I brought to you guys a little while ago, this is based off the IDW comic book representation of Orion Pax. Now, as you can see right here, it does say that the comic book's included. I do the package version here of Orion Pax, unlike Trailbreaker where it was just loose. But you can see the comic book right there. Really nice new packaging on here. Very simple. And because you got the big artwork here of Orion Pax on the back, that's really kind of standing in for any actual package artwork. So it's really very interesting. You got the figure there, obviously. You got his vehicle mode camera on the side. See that he's number 2 in Series 2 of the Generation figures. Series 1, or Figure 1, was Trailbreaker, which is not on the box here or anything like that. Then you come around here, the back, you got his tech specs and a little bit of a bio. And it says, long before the burden of leadership was forced upon him, Orion Pax was a great thinker, an intellectual revolutionary. He spent his life plugged into a console, sorting, parsing, and filing historical data. As the world outside grew darker and more bleak, he saw hope for the future in his world's past. He saw, when no one else would, that Cybertron could once again be free. And he has clung to that dream even through the dark times since. And again, you can see that he comes with the Ion Blaster. He also comes with an Energon Axe, which is really cool. And then you got his truck mode. Now, much different tech specs that you can see here. He's very intelligent, has a huge amount of courage, but you can see that his rank is down to 2, and his endurance is only at a 4, speed of 4 as well. That Fire Blast of only 1. Not very strong, obviously, because he hasn't gotten the Matrix of leadership to make him strong. So, and then on the bottom, you got Megatron, as well as Bumblebee. So there's the packaging for this guy. I'm really curious to see what we're gonna have. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Orion Pax open up and out of its packaging. But first I wanted to touch on the comic book that he comes with. One thing that is of interesting note, when you open it up here, it says that the story takes place prior to the events of Transformers Autocracy. So I haven't read this, so I couldn't tell you. I did flip through the comic and I actually really did enjoy it. It's a full-length comic book with a real good story that's going through here. And then at the end, it says that it continues, obviously, here with Transformers Autocracy. And this comic basically explains that this is the new mode of Orion Pax, and it's his new body. Now, one thing that you'll probably be able to tell right away just looking at my hands compared to this, this is a pretty small toy. Now, for a comparison, I no longer have the Optimus Prime toy from Fall of Cybertron, but here's the Ultra Magnus figure, and you can see that it's still pretty small. This guy's pretty bulky, but he's a little bit longer than Ultra Magnus, but much less wide than he is. And in terms of the comics, I do not know, like, I don't read the comics, so I can't tell you what continuity this is from, but reading the comic, it really gave me kind of a video game sort of feel, mixed with kind of the way that the classic toys are. I mean, you look here and you have Wheeljack, and you can see that Wheeljack really has a Generations toy look to him, so I don't know. I'm really not sure what the continuity is for this or where the comics fit in terms of the story. But I really do like this, and I very much appreciate the fact that we now have our own Orion Pax toy. Previously, the only Orion Pax toy that we had officially was a repaint of the Generation 1 Cup toy. And to be totally honest, I can see this being repainted into a cup. It just has that same kind of look and feel. And one thing that I'm also noticing is there's a lot of really nice paint applications. They got the little headlights up here painted yellow. You got headlights here painted yellow, nice silver in here. You got a real cool Autobot logo in the front there and the windshield area. I love these little strip things here. I mean, that just fills things in. It doesn't make it look like just his arms are folded down there. I really like that little detail. You got the painted hubcaps, you got nice silver paint here. And overall, for a deluxe class figure, he's nicely painted, which is a nice change of pace. Now for his accessories, he does come with his blaster and then his axe, and then there's a little peg right here that you can fit into the hole there. Have that if you really wanted to. You can also take this one. There's another hole on this side, and you can put it there. But storage and vehicle mode's pretty ugly, if you ask me. I really, honestly, I don't like it. I just think that this is a much better looking toy without those on there. Now, the transformation for it is really actually pretty simple, but does have a lot of similar elements as that Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime Deluxe figure. As you're doing it, some of the stuff on here does seem very familiar. It's different, and it's obviously a completely different mold, but there's a lot of cues that are taken from that previous toy. So to transform them, just take this section here, lift this up, and then come around here on the bottom, and the two halves here actually hook together, so just loosen that up, and then you can fold this out. Come on. If you separate it right, there we go, and it tabs together up here, so fold this all the way back, like so, and then they're just gonna angle in on each other, but we'll do that here in a minute. These arm bits, just lift these up right here. They tab down, so they can tab in there fairly securely. There we go, and then that'll loosen that whole section here, and then you can, well, rotate this all the way around, separate this. Now there is a part that I am a little bit concerned about. The tab right here goes into holes right here, but when you zoom in, you can see where that hole is already has started creating a stress right there in the plastic from bringing these together and actually fitting it in and pushing it. So that's something that makes me a little concerned. I don't exactly know what that would break off, to be totally honest, because it's on this piece right here, so I don't know, but I don't like seeing that. And then we're just gonna bring these, flip this all the way around, bring these feet around, rotate them right there, do that on this side as well, rotate them around, and then this comes in, kind of keep these pushed forward, and that just slots in like so, keeping that up, bringing that, and you'll hear it kind of clip into place, and there you have his legs done. Then just take these arms, well, keeping these wheels up, keep that up like so, and then this piece right here is actually a little difficult to do. You have to accordion this up and bring the chest down, and then take the head, fold this back up until you hear it click, then accordion these out, and then you have a little notch section right up underneath here that slot right into that tab that's right there. So bring that over, bring that in, fold that, bring out the hands just like so. Do that on this side as well. So we're going to accordion that outward, bring this in, lock that into place, bring it down, rotate it, fold out the hand, straighten everything out, get the legs positioned good, so he's going to stand there and look absolutely cool. But once you have that all said and done, angling up so that you can see him a little bit better, here you have Orion Pax in his robot mode. And much like his vehicle mode, Orion Pax in his robot form is really very small. I mean, just the overall feel of him is he's a tiny guy. Now, it doesn't bother me all that much. At first, when I saw him at BotCon, I really thought that I would not actually like how he felt in hand, but it really is a very nice figure. Like you could see with the transformation, it's pretty fun while still having some similar aspects to other figures that we've gotten before. And I love how there's a lot of fairly nice nods to how Optimus Prime will end up looking. I mean, you got the little arrows right here. You got the little yellow bits here on his waist bit. I mean, his chest kind of looks like that semi-truck look. You got the windshield here. Overall, really very nice. Now, I do kind of wish that this actually folded back here a little bit more, because as it is, it's kind of annoying looking, but that's actually how the design is in the comic book. When you look at it, that he has that, so it doesn't bother me all that much. One thing that I love, though, is his face sculpt. Very Optimus Prime looking, but different in the same regard. Zooming in so that you can see that, you see a really nice face sculpt on there and a very similar look to Optimus Prime's final head, but you notice that he doesn't have the face shield, which is kind of a running gag throughout the comic book, and when you get it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But overall, though, I mean, you can see really nice looking figure. I like it all the way around. It is a little bit smaller, and then you got his feet and everything, but like I said, even at a smaller figure, he's really solid. Now, for a comparison, you can see using the Ultra Magnus version of the mold, although it's pretty much the same as Optimus Prime's, you can see that they are basically the same height in terms of the head. When you look at Ultra Magnus's smokestack things here, they do get a little bit taller, but I mean, overall, I mean, like I said, it really is a very small figure. But for Orion Pax, that, like I said, really doesn't bug me. Now, I'm not 100% sure how the continuity works. Like I said, I don't know if these comics are in line with the video game, but I like looking at this as the Orion Pax before we got Optimus Prime in the Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron games. So I like him being smaller, because for my Optimus Prime, I like using the Deluxe Class War for Cybertron Optimus. And for me, it's just a much better kind of display when you look at this as being a younger Optimus Prime before he was infused with the Matrix, before he got all those leadership qualities. And, well, I shouldn't say leadership qualities, because he already had those. It's just the bulk of a leader, I guess. And, you know, he does have some of the same design elements. I mean, you got the wheels here on the back, much like you have the wheels here on the back. So, for me, that's what I really like. And again, the transformation's similar, like where you have these bits right here on the side that fold out, much like these, they all fold out. You got the wheels that swing around and tuck. You got the wheels that swing around and tuck. I mean, it's pretty cool if you ask me. I really do dig it. Now for his accessories, as I said, he does come with his Energon Axe and his blaster. One thing that's very cool is that the Energon Axe is this red translucent bit, but it's all one piece. This whole section here is just a darker coloring of this same section here, and you can kind of see where the black kind of wears off here on this little peg. So that's really cool. I like how they do that. It's much sturdier feeling, and you get a much cooler look, I think. I really do like that. And then his blaster here has a very G1 look to it, which is absolutely wonderful. And again, kind of goes along with the video games being part of the general continuity of things. That before the Autobots came to Earth, that's how they looked. And then when they came to Earth, that's when they get the G1 looks and everything. So I do like that, because this also has that same kind of look. So when he came to Earth, it's almost like he went back to that kind of look. But you got the blaster here. It's, like I said, similar looking to the old G1. You got the giant section right here where it's nicely textured and stuff. So I really do dig this. It's just a smaller version of that giant iconic blaster that we got. So really very cool for that. For his articulation, the head is on a ball joint, but it's slightly limited by this section here. I do wish that the head was also a little bit bigger. There's plenty of room to have a bigger head. It's just, for whatever reason, they decided to go with a little bit smaller of one, so whatever, but not too bad. He does have light piping, although it's fairly hard to see. You can kind of make it out there. The shoulders move in and out. They rotate all the way around here. The elbows here are on ratchets, which is nice, and then they also rotate right above the elbow. The wrists move in and out as part of the transformation, but they also rotate all the way around, so that's a wonderful piece of articulation. The waist here will rotate all the way, all the way around, again, as part of the transformation. The hips move forward and back on ball joints, and they also have a cut right here. But again, you get a lot of twisting here with the actual ball joint itself, so I do like that they put that joint in there. But if they made the socket part of the ball joint just a little bit bigger, you could probably get that same rotation without having that joint right there. So I mean, who knows? I don't design these things, but I'm just speaking out loud. He bends here at the knee, very stiff joint here at the knee, and then the ankles have a wonderful amount of articulation. They move forward and back here as part of the transformation on this little swivel joint, but the ball joint also moves forward and back and moves side to side, so you can get some fairly wide poses with the guy and look very cool and ready for battle. Simply a terrific figure. Absolutely am loving this. Despite his size, I think that this is seriously a wonderful figure to pick up, and I'm honestly very surprised that I like him as much as I do. Now, to transform him back, we're just going to take the head and we're going to give that a little push. Get that all the way down. Come around here to the hands. You're going to rotate them, make sure they're straight, and then tuck them up and inside his forearms, just like so. Bring these sections back. You're going to accordion this around and bring that up. Just kind of tuck that into place like so. And you can bring these wheels out here. Makes it a little bit easier as well. So do that on this side as well. Do some accordioning. And then we're just going to rotate these around. We'll tuck these in here in just a minute, but you do want to make sure that they're fairly straight for right now at least. So we're going to rotate that around, rotate the waist all the way around, then bring this down and bring the wheels all the way to the front, just like so, and kind of keep these up. Then these legs, just kind of tuck these out, stretch that all the way out like so. Do that here as well, and then you're going to take the feet, rotate them around, and they come up and under the wheels right there. Do that on this side as well. Boom. Then you bring these two halves together as I showed you, and again, the stress mark does make me concerned just because I don't know what that's actually gonna do in the long run of things. So tuck this back, then you're gonna angle this all the way back like so, so you have it like that. Then just bring these wheels, or these arms, all the way down, and they're gonna peg in, so you're bending them at the elbow as you're doing it, creating this section here. But then you really want to make sure that you angle this so that it fits in here perfectly, and I'll show you what I mean here. Then when you bring this in, you do have to tuck the windshield underneath, so give that a good push, and then bring that up and over, and then hook these together. And I'll show you what I mean here. Bring that together, tuck that under. I see a lot of people leaving it like this where well, actually I got it pretty good here. But you want to make sure that you get this all the way pushed down. So in doing so, you kind of push this up and then push this down at the same time so that you get the actual windshield lined up. I see a lot of people doing it where it's up like this, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Got to make sure that that's pushed all the way down, just to keep it flowing nicely. And then I pop this out. Come on, why aren't you going in? Oh, you're not tabbed in there right. There we go. That's that. That's that. Give it a good squeeze. And here you have Orion Pax back in his vehicle mode. Now, the bottom line is this guy is just overall a fun figure. The vehicle mode, while it's pretty small, looks very nice. I love these little bits right here, that kind of fill in the back and give a much better silhouette, I suppose. It doesn't look like it just stops here. Absolutely love that. I like how it's a very similar truck to how the War for Cybertron vehicle mode will look. It's just, as you can see, this is a simpler design, and Orion Pax is a simpler robot, and I like seeing that evolution. Also really love that Autobot logo right there. It's very cool. And the transformation, while in my opinion does have some elements that are very familiar, it's different enough that it keeps it fresh for you, and it's a real fun transformation. And the robot mode is just wonderful. Again, pretty small, but it works for me because Orion Pax, in my opinion, should be smaller than Optimus Prime. Kind of takes me back to when Hot Rod got the Matrix, and when he did, he grew larger and became Rodimus Prime. That's kind of how I look at this guy, and I absolutely love it. So far, these IDW figures all are absolute 100% wins in my opinion. This is another home run, and without a doubt, I would absolutely recommend picking these guys up. Now, if you are interested in getting them, go ahead and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Big Bad Toy Store, and you can pick up all 4 of these brand new IDW figures for yourself. But beyond that, guys, I hope you enjoyed your look at the brand new Transformers Generations IDW Deluxe Class Orion Pax. I want to thank you for tuning in, and until next time, this has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find our recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus, and follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/Optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.